Hi, and welcome to today's lesson. Today we're going to go over the homework for the adding and subtracting polynomials lessons that we went over last time. So the reference videos for this homework are adding and subtracting polynomials, examples 1 through 4, and then adding and subtracting polynomials, examples 5 through 8. Okay, there's a total of 6 problems, and we're going to try to knock all of them out in this video. So let's start with the first problem. So simplify. Again, all we're doing is combining like terms, okay? Since there's a plus sign over here and not a negative, we don't have to distribute anything. We can just simply pop our polynomials out from the parentheses. Okay, so the like terms are 2x and 5x. That gives us 7x. Negative 5y and 6y gives us a positive y. And 2 and negative 7 gives us negative 5. Okay, so that's our answer for number 1. Okay, number 2. Again, simplify. And this time there is a negative in front of the second polynomial, which means we're going to have to distribute. So when we do that, we get negative x and positive 2. Okay, negative times a negative is positive. And we can pop out the first binomial from the parentheses. So combine like terms, 2x and negative x gives us x. Negative 5 and positive 2 gives us 3. Negative 3. Okay, so the answer is x minus 3. Let's move on to number 3. Again, simplify. And once more, we have a negative in front of the polynomial that we're subtracting. So we're just going to distribute this negative to each term in the second polynomial. And when we do that, we get positive y squared, positive 7y, and a negative 4. And then we can simply pop out the first polynomial because there's nothing in front of it, right? There's nothing here. And then just combine like terms. So y squared and y squared, that gives us 2y squared. Cross them out. We have negative 3y and positive 7y. That's going to give us positive 4y. Okay, and then negative 5 and negative 4 is going to be negative 9. So our answer is going to be 2y squared plus 4y minus 9. Let's move on to number 4. Again, we are going to distribute this negative. However, these are a little bit different because we're going to simplify and we're going to solve for the unknown value. Okay, in other words, we're going to solve for x. So when we distribute the negative, we get negative 3x and then positive 2. Don't forget the 7x out in the front, and that's going to equal 10. Combine like terms, 7x and negative 3x gives us 4x. So we have 4x plus 2 equals 10. We're going to isolate x to the left side by doing inverse operations. We're going to subtract 2 from both sides. And when we do that, we get 4x equals 8. Then we're going to divide both sides by 4 to fully isolate x. That's going to give us an x value of 8 over 4 or 2, right? 8 divided by 4 is 2. So x equals 2 is going to be our answer. Number 5, again, simplify and solve. Again, this is nothing different, okay? Everything is still the same as exactly as it was before. It just looks a little complicated, okay? So let's go ahead and distribute the 8 into the binomial, 5 minus x, and then we're also going to distribute the negative, okay, for x minus 10. So the left side we can just leave as it is. And on the right side, we're going to get 8 times 5, which is 40, negative 8x, because 8 times negative x gives us negative 8x, When we distribute to negative, we get negative x and positive 10. For the right side, we can combine like terms. So we get negative 8x and negative x is going to give us negative 9x. And then 40 plus 10 is going to be 50. And on the left side, sorry. So on the left side, we have 2 minus 3x equals negative 9x plus 50. And now we can just solve for x. So we're going to add 9x to both sides, subtract 2x, subtract 2 from both sides. Sorry. Okay, when we do that, the 9's cancel, the 2's cancel. So negative 3x and positive 9x is going to be 6x. That's going to equal 50 minus 2, which is 48. We're going to divide both sides by 6 to fully isolate x. And when we do that, we get x equals 8, right? 48 divided by 6 is 8. So x is going to equal 8. Okay. Last example, again, simplify and solve. All right, so let's start by distributing. Okay, when we do that, we get 3x minus x squared on the left side. On the right side, we get x minus x squared plus 2x negative 4. Okay. Basically, all the signs flip for this second polynomial in the parentheses because it's being multiplied by this negative. Okay. So we're just going to solve this like we usually solve. In other words, we're going to isolate x to one side and move all the constants to the other side. So let's go ahead and start by adding x squared to both sides. When we do that, the x squareds actually cancel. So on the left side, we get 3x. And on the right side, we still have, so x plus 2x minus 4. And we can combine like terms, right? So x plus 2x, it's going to be 3x. And then don't forget this minus 4. Okay, did I do that right? 3x minus x squared. Okay, and then we want our x variable on the left side, so I'm going to go ahead and subtract 3x from both sides. And when we do that, we get 0 on the left side and then negative 4 on the right side. And we know that 0 does not equal negative 4. Therefore, this is what's called a contradiction, okay? In terms of the types of linear equations that you can run into, this is a false situation, okay? 0 does not equal negative 4, so this is a contradiction. So for number 6, you can just write no solution, okay? That should be acceptable to your teacher, okay? So that's it for your homework, adding and subtracting polynomials. Thank you, guys.